Thank you, Mr. President. And I would like to thank my colleagues for joining me here on the floor again this evening. The senator from South Carolina, the senator from North Dakota, thank you for raising this issue and showing leadership for our friends across the nation. Mr. President, I rise in support of this resolution and to condemn the rise of anti-Semitic hate speech and violence we are seeing at colleges and universities throughout our country. Like so many parents and grandparents, I want our children to be allowed to freely express their thoughts and their views. But what we are seeing right now goes way beyond that. This is not free speech. It's violent, abusive discrimination, and it has to stop. 6 months ago, I sent a letter alongside my colleague and ranking member of the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, Senator Cassidy, urging the Biden administration to protect college students from targeted attacks on campuses. I spoke to anti-Semitic incidents, including vandalism of fraternity homes and club meeting spaces, dorm room doors being set on fire, professors making examples of Jewish students by placing them in a corner of their classroom to emulate the Palestinian experience. Today, exactly 214 days since Iran-backed Hamas attacked Israel, the Biden administration has finally released guidance clarifying that fostering a hostile environment on campus is, in fact, a violation of the Civil Rights Act, something I've been saying all along. In the past month alone, we've seen Jewish students physically blocked from entering their academic buildings, with protesters surrounding them chanting, "Death to America." We've seen protesters holding the Nazi salute as Jewish students walk through campus. We've watched protesters take hammers to the windows of academic buildings, all the while claiming to be peaceful. To date, we have seen 80 different schools play host to these protests, and more than 50 of those schools have required law enforcement presence, resulting in arrests. Folks, the fact that we needed 20 pages of examples modeled on students' real experiences to tell us that these actions are unacceptable is absolutely ridiculous. Secretary Cardona needs to take a hard look at the number of Title VI complaints his team has received in the past 6 months. He claims schools are mitigating the violence and discrimination, but I have yet to see real solutions for the students too scared to even walk across the quad to the cafeteria. Mr. President, this anti-Semitism is un-American, wholly unacceptable, and we should be unified in our intolerance to it. I call on President Biden and Secretary Cardona to remove federal funding from these schools that are allowing Jewish hate on their campuses. And I call on the Senate to stand united in the face of this abhorrent behavior and to say with one voice, wholeheartedly, we condemn anti-Semitism. Never again is right now. I yield my time to the gentleman from North Dakota.